This is a familiar scene on many rigs running casing. Over the years, Weatherford has introduced an entire evolution of casing running equipment, such as our Stabilis system, our mechanised casing tongs, and the Weatherford power frame, power scope and Pushmaster tong positioning systems. During this time, top drive technology was developed and began its own evolution. Today's top drive systems are state-of-the-art, yet still have limitations. What if you could expand the capabilities of your top drive with one automated system that combines all of the traditional casing running tools into one? You could reduce the personnel required to run your casing. You could also add the ability to rotate the casing while running to help ensure your casing string gets to bottom. All of this is now possible with the Weatherford overdrive system for top drive casing running and drilling. Weatherford helped pioneer tubular running operations with the introduction of the first casing tongs back in the late 1950s, and continues to lead the industry more than 50 years later with innovative technologies that increase safety and efficiency. Combining several casing running tools into one system, Weatherford's overdrive system is designed to provide a safer, more efficient alternative to conventional casing installation. This innovative system could only come from a company with an unsurpassed history in casing running, a company like Weatherford. Through years of experience, we've learned the very best practices for running casing under virtually any well or environmental conditions. We understand the casing business, and best of all, we've built all that experience and insight into the overdrive system. The overdrive system adds the dimension of being able to rotate the casing while pushing down and while reciprocating and circulating during running operations. This capability keeps you ready for virtually any hole problems, helping you pass through trouble zones and reach TD. With the addition of a Weatherford drill shoe on the bottom of the casing string, you can reduce or eliminate the usual reamer and wiper trips, saving substantial rig time. To take full advantage of what the overdrive system offers, Weatherford can provide its drilling with casing equipment, service and personnel. Weatherford can help you increase drilling efficiency and reduce risk by removing the need to trip drill pipe and bottom hole assembly components. In the first 6 years alone, our dedicated team of drilling with casing engineers has drilled more than 500 successful strings. Operators look to Weatherford's engineers to analyse offset and candidate wells, identify trouble zones and drill the wells, reaching TD with the casing string in place. Before we look at the system in operation, let's look at the components that comprise the system. Mounted to the rig's top drive is the overdrive system's central component, the torque drive. The torque drive replaces several casing running tools: the power tong, elevator, fill-up and circulation tool, and weight compensator. The torque drive unit features its own hydraulic swivel, which supplies all the power for functions such as opening and closing the gripping mechanism, controlling the weight compensator, and supplying the power and communications for the safety interlock system. The torque drive unit can be rotated at speeds up to 100 RPM, which is vital for drilling with casing applications. Weatherford's overdrive system eliminates several potential safety hazards from the rig floor, like scaffolding, equipment and excess personnel usually associated with casing running operations. Other overdrive system components include the linked tilt bales with single joint elevator, the flush-mounted power slips and the control panel, operated by an experienced Weatherford casing running specialist. The torque drive system also features a service frame for faster rig up and rig down. A user-friendly and time-saving feature during installation and removal of the overdrive system are these service loop quick connects between the torque drive unit and the Weatherford control panel. For easy installation, the overdrive system has two service loop quick connects, one located on each side of the swivel. During operations, the Weatherford operator kicks out the link tilt bales and single joint elevator to the V-door to retrieve the casing. Once the single joint elevator is latched onto the casing, the driller raises the top drive, drawing the casing to the center of the rig floor. When the casing is in the full upright position and centered above the previous casing joint being held in the spider, the driller lowers the casing until the pin is resting inside the box. The driller continues lowering the top drive while the bail arms and single joint elevator keep the casing vertical. Alignment corrections can be made with the link tilt if necessary to guide the stinger of the fill-up and circulation tool into the casing. The torque drive continues moving down until the bumper plate inside the tool contacts the top of the casing joint, at which point the torque drive unit stops. The torque drive's weight compensator neutralizes the weight of the tool on the top of the casing joint as the driller continues to lower the top drive. The compensator stroke can be seen by looking at the hydraulic cylinders on top of the tool. An indicator light tells the Weatherford operator when the thread compensator leaves its fully extended position, indicating that the tool is correctly positioned for clamping onto the casing. The driller stops lowering when he receives the indication that the compensation system has reached its midpoint of travel and he can commence rotation. The available 8 inches of compensation up or down allows the torque drive unit to provide weight compensation during actual make-up or breakout as the threads engage or disengage. With the torque drive tool positioned correctly, the Weatherford operator then engages the external gripping system inside the tool. Each grapple element in the gripping system has its own load shoulder to evenly distribute the gripping and load carrying forces, reducing slip crushing and pipe scarring. An interlock feature of the gripping mechanism indicates that the tool is properly clamped onto the tube body and not the coupling. Once the gripping system is engaged, the compensating system automatically increases lifting pressure to accommodate the additional weight of the joint, and the driller is free to make up the connection with the top drive. For make-up operations, the compensator neutralizes approximately 90% of the joint's weight, and during breakout, the compensator exerts a slight upward pull on the joint. This reduces thread damage and allows faster make-up and breakout. With the tool weight neutralization afforded by the compensator, the operator can position the tool quickly over successive joints for maximum efficiency. Another benefit of the compensator is that it can instantly switch between make-up and breakout without repositioning the tool. As the make-up continues, the cylinders stroke out as the threads engage. Once the joint is made up and the desired torque has been reached, the driller raises the top drive to transfer the weight of the string to the torque drive unit. Before the spider can be opened, the overdrive system requires that 5 conditions be met. The torque drive tool must be properly clamped onto the tube body and not the coupling. The required clamping pressure must be maintained. The weight compensator must be fully extended, indicating that the torque drive unit has taken the string weight. The Weatherford operator must then place the control lever in the spider open position. And finally, the driller must push the accept button to open the spider. While lowering the casing into the well, the driller simply turns on the mud pumps and fills up the joint. In fill-up mode, the displaced air is vented through a sliding sleeve mechanism in the fill-up and circulation tool. This avoids pressure build-up in the casing and the sudden release of compressed air as the tool is removed from the casing. Once the joint is full, the driller can easily switch to circulation mode simply by signalling the Weatherford operator to close the vent valve. The internal full bore design of the torque drive allows high volume circulation during casing installation and drilling with casing, as well as fluid recovery when taking returns. The driller temporarily stops lowering the casing when the single joint elevator is within reach. The Weatherford operator then extends the link tilt and single joint elevator for the next joint of casing, while the driller then continues to lower the casing to the correct slip setting height. Next, the Weatherford operator moves the control lever to the both closed position. Once the slips are properly set on the tube body and not on the coupling, the system receives an interlock signal that can be seen on the operator's control panel. Before the tool can be opened, the interlock system must also receive a signal that the string's weight has been transferred from the torque drive tool to the spider. This is indicated by the compensator cylinders leaving their fully stroked out position. The Weatherford operator then moves the control lever to the torque drive open position. The system is now ready for the next joint of casing. The overdrive system from Weatherford is the result of more than 50 years of experience running casing around the world, under every condition imaginable. The overdrive system expands the capabilities of your top drive to reduce the number of personnel required to run casing and provide a safer, more efficient alternative to conventional casing installation. With the added dimension of Weatherford's drilling with casing service and personnel, you can increase drilling efficiency and reduce risk by eliminating the need to trip drill pipe and bottom hole assembly components. For more information about the Weatherford overdrive system and what it can do to reduce your well construction costs, contact your Weatherford representative.